So initial trigger window, I'm going to try the 1130 after I look at this. Recycle, allow, disable, restrict reentries. We put this on 0. Suspend trading on CME, yes. Consolidate, make this 0. 1. Require. And I still don't know what this means. Alternative trigger. Here, let me go back up. This is going to be our first go. So don't fret. We might change this. Someone might have something better. Okay. Like this one. This is the one I'm not sure on this one. So I'm going to come back to that one. Enable. I'm 100% sure on this, 100% sure on this. 100, I mean, this doesn't matter. Halt trading after a winning trade. I don't know about that. And then I'm going to play around with this order validity time. Stop loss, R multiple. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I don't understand either, to be honest. I've seen some of you guys put some really good setups in the chat, though. I think it counts partial profits as a win if you turn that on. Yeah, I don't want to turn that on then. Should I leave this at 3 or should I make it 4? The profit targets. I'm going to leave this at 120. 4. Okay. That sounds smart. So I want to get the most. If it gives it to me, I want to try to get the most out of it. Enable break-even protection. Break-even trigger R multiple at 3R. I would probably want to go break-even at 2R if I even did this. If you slide the key stats up, it will update the changes as you make them. Okay. Let me click OK real quick. And slide this up. Okay. And then 2K USD was the initial capital. I do that for 50K accounts. I can change this to 2,500 for a bull Knox or 3,000 for 100K or whatever you guys want to do. And then let me just kind of lower this a little bit and go back to this. So far this looks terrible. So hopefully I'm getting close to fixing it. Enable, partial. I guess I'll leave that at 2. Maybe, yeah, I'll leave that at 2. So you go break even at 2 and you take partials at 2. I'll see how that looks. I'm not 100% sure, but that's close enough. Enable trailing. I would want to trail at like 1.25 or maybe even 1R, to be honest. And then bar close is correct, R based is correct, 2.5, that seems good. That's plenty of room. Keep profit target as hard cap. That's new. That's a new setting. That wasn't here before the update. Off is certified. Once the trail engages, the fixed profit target is canceled and only the trailing stop closes the trade. The rotation is allowed to run as far as it goes. So that's the certified and off. That's why I'm sure it was that wasn't here first. On, the profit target stays live as a ceiling. Okay. The trade closes at whichever is reached first. I'm going to leave that off for now. Let's push it and see what happens. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't even know what that is. Let's go ahead and fix it. Enable front run. If I was to enable front run, that's too much. That's way too much. Okay. Now I'm going to update this because this just doesn't seem right. Then after this one, I'm going to try the variance. So let's go to 5 minute. Okay, let's fix this. I definitely did something wrong. Okay. So let's move this to 14. Turn that off, see what happens. Just do the opposite of this. Holy shit. Okay. Let me check my other settings. See if those ones. Someone had a trigger window of 10 minutes. Ten minutes. 10. Don't recycle. Restrict, allow, and suspend. Then max minimum displacement size 0. Consolidate adjacent. No, we're going to turn that off. Turn this to 5. Require, alternative. Too high. Let's put that at 50. Leave this at 0. Keep this, keep this. Change it to 1 just to see. 4 or 5 so you can scale. Keep that at 2. Bring this down to 30. And then let's double the stop loss. R multiple, profit target 4, profit target points, anywhere between 120 and 160. Let's do the 160 first. Close all, enable, no. No. We're going to keep this, and we're going to bring it down to 1. Bar close, keep, bring this down to 2. And this I don't understand that well, but I'm just going to copy what Buddy has. I'm going to copy his exactly. So 20, 20, 72. Or sorry, 20, 20, 70, 0. And then these all checked, and then 1, 2. This is not checked. I don't know what that is, actually. And then status panel can stay checked. And see, the problem is I don't actually know if this was on the 1 minute or the 5 minute. So we're going to have to check. Oh. Not terrible. Let me go here. Properties, initial capital. Okay. This isn't the worst one I've seen. Let's go to the 1 minute time frame. Thank you, Keaton. With the high, I think this is the best one I've seen from chat. Okay, so I'm gonna go back. I guess I could just forward them in, but just so you have them, let's get some clean screenshots. And then we can use this as our iDog test 1. Okay. Oops, sorry. Wrong one. Then I'm going to go to the trades that it highlights right after. I'm going to try to send them in order. Okay, those are sending in order. Let's save this layout, and then we'll do some slightly different settings and see how it looks. And this was with 4 contracts, I believe. 4 or 5. With a 40-point stop. So let's look at that real quick. 40-point stop. Or sorry, we already have it. 40-point stop. How do I reverse engineer this? So at 5 contracts at a 40-point stop, you're risking 400 per trade. Okay, so I believe it was at 5 or 4. $320. for 4. 400 for 5. Okay, I'm gonna take a screenshot of this as well. And then I'll change it back to 400 so you can see we have 5. Now let's go verify real quick which one it was. It's 4, okay? Why does it keep switching back on me? Oh. Update please, sir. Don't switch back on me. Okay. So these numbers make more sense. Thank you. M and Q. This is what you're getting with the 40-point stop. That's your risk with the 4 contracts. This is definitely the best one I've seen so far. What did you want to change, Keaton? Yeah, Devon, it's really optimal. I like the 40-point stop a lot. Yeah, it gives us a little bit of room, and we can still risk pretty fairly. I want to see what it looks like if I change this real quick. So what if I was to just change this to 2, just to see. Save that. Just for the people who maybe aren't too comfortable with using 4 contracts. Maybe you're still on a 50K. Perfectly fine. Let's update this and just see what happens. So far, I've seen the best results on the 1 minute from... Okay, so 4 contract. I think all I have different to keep profit target is a hard cap, but I need to double check. And trigger window is 1300. Okay, so that brought draw down a lot, of course, because you're using half the contract. So instead of 1600 drawdown, we are at 800 drawdown. So it didn't really change the model too much by cutting our risk in half. Okay, it's very important to see that, because if we were to leave the same stop loss at 40 and just cut our risk in half to, say, 2 contracts, so 160 per trade. So at 160 per trade, go to our calculator here. At 160 per trade, we take the 2,000 and we divide it by 160, and we get 12 and a half trades until we blow a 50K with a 2K drawdown. In my opinion, that's really nice. That's the best we've got so far. You would have to lose 12 and a half trades in a row to blow the account. Next, I would want to check for my people who use Bullnoxes. Bullnox 50Ks trailing give you 2,500 drawdown. So we divide that by 160, and then we get 15 and a half trades to blow the account. So you get a few more trades. Let's look at a 100K, 3,000. Now, should you be risking $160 on a 100K account? You could, especially when you're taking multiple trades in a day. But I think with this model, it stopped after one winning trade. Isn't that right? In those settings, we could have had it stop after one winning trade. So, although your target is, I think, 3 to 4R, that's what you would be multiplying your 160 by. So 3,000 divided by 160, whoops. Almost 19 trades that it would take you to blow a 100K, okay? So just to give you some peace of mind, you can really arbitrage this stuff. I would run that on my funded, I'm not gonna lie. I would run that on my funded, no problem. I might not run that low risk on an eval. But just to show you, if you're getting 4R times 160, it's really good, okay? 250K eval. What's the drawdown? 5,500 or 6,000? Or is it 6,500? I think it is. So let's do 6,500. What do you want to do it at? At 2 contracts or 4 contracts or 6? 4. Okay, so that's 3. That's 320, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Divided by 320. It would take 20 trades to blow the 250K. So I'm probably going to hook that up to my 250K because 320 times 4R is solid. Whoa. That's a solid return for an account that has 6,500 drawdown. For my 250K fundeds, I would never have to worry. In my opinion, I don't think I would ever even think about it because it's just like, it's just a really low risk. It's super conservative. But at the same time, if you're getting that 4R even on a day, for one 250K, 1280 is really good. Oh, my cat wants to come in the room. Hold on. Okay, so that's probably what I'm going to do for my 250s is probably run this. I'll probably run this same exact model. And then let's look at the differences that Keaton has real quick. $800 risk on NQ with these differences. So the 1,300, like we had it before, and then, which is a big difference. 0, so, and then this is changed to 0. And this is the only one that's on. Okay. Four, 2, and then we're going to bring that up to 35. And then I think that's it. We'll run that. 800 risk. I'm going to do it at the 4, and then we'll multiply up. Okay, so much, much higher profit. with only 1,200 more drawdown. I didn't touch the contracts. I left them where they were and only optimized those settings. Your profit target, your not target, sorry, your cumulative P&L, I think almost doubled. And the profit factor went down, but that's really, it didn't go down too much. $365, okay. So I'll leave that there. Let's go to the last trade that it, let's look at these. Yeah, I want to see this one. This is nuts. This is trailing. Not on my PC. My P&L should be like 31K and 1.7K DD with 4 cons. Okay, it's getting interesting. Let me hyperlink to one of these real quick. The fuck? It's not letting me hyperlink. Gay as shit. Isn't there supposed to be like a little circle thing right here that lets me like jump to the trade? Or do I have to turn default on? Sometimes it doesn't. Got you. Okay. Let's reload. Wait. Let me save first. Let me save. Doesn't want to do it. I'll just scroll back. Let me see what day it was. It was July 27th. And how many trades have we had since then? This one has how many total trades? 189, same as King Base Gods. Okay. Bro, I'm not scrolling back to July 27th. I'm gonna do this. Okay. Should be a trade here. This is a Sunday. Hold the phone. Oh, this is a Wendy's. That was Sunday night. Bro, I hate the 1 minute so much. Oh, there it is. I'm just not used to the 1 minute, bro. This was a $2,000 trade? Oh, the trail. That's nasty. That's nasty, bro. 6K trades. The last 365 days usually provide great results. 2 years before that were a bit choppy. Okay. So that was almost 8R. Wait, sorry, it was, yeah. Consistency. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, it would. That's where the lowest risk starts to benefit you. Let's go look at some more. Yeah, these are looking really good for live accounts too. Not that I would suggest that to anybody because legally I can't. And if you did that, that would be on your own will. But it does go hard. There's no consistency. Let's look at 2 years. I don't like going back this far because it just trading view sucks. Yeah, because let's look at this. If you start with 2,000, which is what we're basing this off of initial capital, not a 50K prop account. I don't put 50K in here because that's not what you're trading with. You're trading with 2,000. If you hit 2,000, you got to buy a new account. So it only makes sense to do this. And like I said, it's not financial advice, but if I wanted to, all I would do if I had $2,000, $3,000, I would just go to Tradovate and I would make a new account with my information. And they would give me an account. I'd fill out all the information just like a bank. And they would give me an account and I would have to deposit money in it. And it would look something like this. Again, this is what I'm doing because it's my money. And I would do live trading. And then I would sign all the disclosures and all that fun stuff. And here would be my live account. And if I wanted to actually trade on this live account, I would need to add money to it. So I would go over here to application settings. I would locate my live account here and I would click fund account. And then here's funding options. And I'm sure you could figure out what to do with that if that's what you wanted to do, but I don't suggest you do that whatsoever. Then you're going to need data. So you would go to subscriptions. I don't know why you would need the data because you're not doing this, but I need the data. So I would go ahead and get this CME bundle level 1 data. But when I made that deposit, I no longer needed that data because they gave it to me for free. Okay. So let's go to May 5th. Oh yeah, July 26th is our cutoff day for some reason. I would have to scroll. Or I couldn't even scroll back that far. Whatever reason it stops us, even with premium. It's crazy. Maybe it's a setting on my trading view. It's like I go to the 1 hour and I can go back further than May 5th. I think. Hold on, maybe not. Let me see. Yeah, I'm in April. It's fucking retarded. These are all 1 hour trades. These aren't 1 minute trades. So if I go back to May 5th here, which is right here, and I put a vertical line. Yeah, the 1 million bars. That's right. Go here. I don't think I'm gonna get around this, but we're gonna see. And then I go to 1 minute. Wait, how do I lock the how do I lock the fucking chart right here? That's drawings. There's like a setting to lock the chart. Canvas. No. And then go to the 1 minute, and it's gonna take me back to the fucking beginning, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it sure did. It sure did. The hell is this? What is this? What did I do? Why is 26? Oh, I zoomed out too fucking far. I'm retarded. All right, let's do base gods now. Go back to the beginning. Yeah, let's go to those days real quick. Real quick. Let's go to June 29th and June 24th. Let's go to the 29th. Bruh, this million bars. There's really a million bars between here and there? It's crazy. Is it counting each minute as a bar? Has there been a million minutes since July 26th? There's no way. $32 bands at 1,702. Let's look at that real quick. I cannot believe it won't let me go back further than this, bro. I have a hard time believing there's a million 1 minute candles between this day and current time. Hold on, we can easily solve this. I guess bars are calculated differently. Oh. Whoops. Okay. Let's go look at yours real quick and see what's different. So we got 1,500 super extended watch time. This is set to 10. Allowed, allowed, not allowed, and suspend. 0, we're going to check this and put this on 7. These are all required. We're going to keep that. The only thing we're going to change here is 35 to 24. Stop loss stays at 40. This goes down to 3. This goes to 120. This goes back to 1.5. Bar close, 2, R based. Again, this is new. I'm not touching that. And then we're going to enable front run. We're going to change this to 15. 20, 70, 0. I think that's everything. Oh, replay mode. Okay. Over the past 12 months. I must have clicked something wrong. That is 500 trades. Oh, wait, sorry. That's lifetime. That's honestly not that bad. Okay, I thought that's what that was. Never really knew. So this looks really good. You know, you came out of last year, went up, then down, and then came back up. And then it stayed up. So something about this year has been different. Probably multiple 200 EMA taps and then launches. Go into replay mode and then select the bar. Whoops. Can I select a date in this bitch on replay mode? Maybe I go to the, maybe go to it and then go to replay mode. Where the fuck is the down arrow at? Okay, so these are base God settings. Let's go back and see if it caught that June 29th you wanted to see. Okay. I start picking the day after and just going backwards. It wouldn't be as long. So front run, triggered it in. So this trade never would have populated without the front run trigger. I don't think it was armed right here, but I'm not sure. It looks like it is. It looks like it armed on this candle. So why it didn't enter here, I don't know. Candle was created, tap back in, front run entry. And then it trailed. All the way down here. 40-point stop for 6R. So 6 times I mean, that should be fine on at 50K. R is set to 1R to make 3, but with trailing stop loss, it ignores your TP level and just follows your trailing. Yeah, we're still tinkering. 100%. This is interesting though, but between those 3 settings, there's some pretty good results. I don't mind the higher drawdown because it only caps at your initial like you never even touch your initial 2K, right? So this is max drawdown from the peak. So you have a peak and then it draws down, and you have a peak and then it draws down. So the maximum drawdown from a peak was about 1800 to 2000. So that could have probably been from right here to right here. Yeah, this is the peak drawdown moment right here, I believe, in June. So June is just a shit month all around, but yeah, June 1st through June 15th, you had a full recovery. Let me go look at the other dates. So this is what I notice. You'll have really big green days. Huge green day, huge green day. Small loss day, small loss. But look at your losses. Look how consistent they are. They're never over. And you'll have your small losses, and you'll have these ginormous wins. This is perfect for a live account. Again, I don't suggest you do it, but I'm going to do it. I most definitely will. Once this gets out of beta, I will definitely be figuring this out. 325, 325, 325. Not only did you make it all back right here beforehand, but you just went ahead and made it all back again. 325, 325, 325, and made it all back again. 325, and then made it all back 3 times over, 4 or 5 times over. 325, 3. So if you can deal with shit like this, okay, loss, 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 win. Loss, loss, win. More like a partial day. Win, partial, partial, or more like a BE day. Loss, probably another partial loss, or a win and a loss, right? So days like this, you probably had a loss. Days like this, you had a loss and a win. This is just a straight loss. This is more of a win and a loss. A win and a loss. Potentially a win and a loss, or 2 wins and a loss. So I think the hardest thing for some people will just being able to deal with periods like this, like boom, 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 boom. Yeah, here you go, bro. Right. So going for 4 days, 5 days in a row with straight 325 1R losses, that's right. That's what I think is going to be the hardest thing for people to deal with. Right. Right, Detox. You build enough buffer, then you're good. Either way, I think it's going to be really solid because like we did here, we set this up for success with 4 contracts, but you can even just scale it back a little bit, 160 risk, and have 2 contracts, and you're at the same exact. You'll cut this drawdown in half, but you'll also cut your total P&L in half. These are not my settings. Let me forward these right here. They're base gods, Andes, here. I'm gonna tag you. Yes, I will look 2 years back. I think I already did, and it's gonna be like probably 3 to 4,000 or more drawdown over 2. So this is, which one's start? I assume the top one's the start. So 2 years ago would just be 2023 till today. Let's let it load. Okay, yeah, so about 8,000 over the course of 2 years. So what was going on here? This was a presidential election, right? During this time? This little window of time? If I'm not mistaken. Very indecisive time to trade. We might benefit from doing some base hits around presidential election times, you know, towards the end of those years. The profit factor on the year was a little over 2. Yeah. For the initial settings you sent to chat. For, those were here. One sec. I'm about to forward those in. Forward. Okay, those were the initial ones. These ones are really good too. And then the other version was of this first one was Keaton's adjustment. So Keaton has these two adjustments here. Let me scroll up to it. Reply here. I agree. I agree. It does skew the data, but that's why, you know, this was definitely a presidential election, so I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt for sure. I mean, outside of that, it looks great. Let's bring it back to normal real quick. I actually just wanted to look at one thing that's slightly off topic. Well, it's on topic, just slightly off 10 a.m. topic. I'm going to go back to Pure Hunter real quick, and I just want to try something. I want to... Wait, what was the idea that I had? I forgot. I think it was long only. Hold on. Tuesday doesn't matter. I think it was long only. And then what else did I have? I had this for some reason. Why is this on? Take that off. Optimized. And then, yeah. Okay, long only. And then I wanted to look at a certain time period. So no shorts, okay? No shorts. 1 year. Bro, you know I have premium. Just reload. Hold on, I gotta save first. Browser catch. This is a different tab. Save. Reload. Here. Change this to 2. Really? I probably want to do it more at like 5. Oh, that's crazy. And let's look at June. Okay. So it kind of flips. I want to try to look at this. This is Pure Hunter with long only. It's actually not. That's a lie. This is OG Hunter with long only, fully optimized in the last year. So I wanted to look at June because remember we hit all-time high before we hit all-time high on NQ before capitulation down, and that's when Hunter was doing great. So I was thinking, if I turn long only on, OG Hunter 2R model only, fully optimized, no defensive mode, this is what we get. In my opinion, this is the best thing I've ever seen for an orb. Now, obviously, this is hindsight. But when you're working with 200 EMA taps, it's kind of hard to go against that. Like, I would never short a 200 EMA tap, ever. Just seems foolish. If we go back in time and we look at daily 200 EMA taps. Oh, sorry, I don't have the EMA on this. Whoops. Let's go to one where I do. Oh, look, it's already here, nice and charted. EMAs. Close above the EMA, it launches. Taps the EMA, it launches. And this is when OG Hunter really started to do poorly from all-time high to about here, a small block of time. This block of time here. Since this day here, directionally down, it was banging. And then it tapped the 200 EMA and only started to long, and it was banging upwards. So actually, OG Hunter erased all of its losses in this box right here, in this little time frame of June to July, the end of July. All of it was recovered with this and this, which is pretty nuts. In my opinion, a lot of that defensive mechanism addition in this area of time was overfitting. Okay? Because there was nothing wrong with the model here. And there's nothing wrong with the model here or here. But you can see an inherent problem here. This is called barcoding, right? This is clear direction down. This is a clear direction up. Same here. We have a clear direction up. And between this period here, sorry, I got the wrong demonstration tool. Between this period here and here, we took damn near over $2 million in payouts from prop firms with OG Hunter. So it begs the question, why were we trying to why were we trying to short anything here? Right. You're exactly correct, Base God. Complaints. So I'm just here to show you how good it actually is. This shit bangs. And you gotta kind of have an idea of market structure, but really it's just a 200 EMA tap at its core. Just time, waiting out the poor periods. The market's not always going to be good. So you gotta wait it out. And I want to bring this to your attention. I just changed OG Hunter to long only, and it stayed solvent all June. Look, where does June first start? Where's it at? May, June. Stayed solvent, okay? Had a peak in the middle of June, slight drawdown, nothing too crazy, not even $1,000, and then it came back up to another all-time high just in August. Okay, so OG Hunter bangs, and OG, not this defensive shit. So let's go ahead and whip out OG real quick. I'm gonna take these screenshots so you can see. Yeah, OG got me over $1 million in funding, bro. I have immense respect for it. Now, mind you, I do have this shit on longs only. Okay? I do have this shit on longs only. You can play with that, and I'll show you the flip side to it on both sides real quick. Whoops, wrong one. Technically, you don't need all this extra shit that I'm sending, because that's like half this shit you don't need. Honestly, I shouldn't have sent that. I'm going to delete all this extra shit. I'm only going to send the ones that you need, or you're going to get confused. Too many uploads. Fuck, I fucked myself. Hold on. I'm going to delete them all. I'm sending them in chat right now. They're not sent yet. 1 second. Thank you. Okay. I'll start here because this is what matters. Okay, I'll send that part, and then we're going to scroll down to Hunter. Right here. Look, fully optimized, okay? And then I'll show you 2R here in a second. I'll show you 1R, I'll show you 2R. And then no defensive modes. Okay, so this is fully optimized OG Hunter with 0.7. Okay. And then I'll bring this back up, take a screenshot of this, and send it with these settings so you can attach it. Then we'll run the, I'll show you both instead of long onlys, and I'll show you 2Rs on both and long only as well. Okay, Hunter OG 2R, let's look at it. So we're going to keep this. Everything really just stays the same. The only thing that we're going to change is this partial TP right here. We're just going to change it to 2. Really, we don't even have to change that. We just turn it off. Actually, yeah, we just turn it off. No partials, and it stays at 2R by default. Bring this back up. It's called Playbit Quant Suite, I believe. Right here. Go to indicators, invite only, and here it is, Playbot Quant Suite. That's where OG Hunter lives. Okay, this is with, no, that's not. I don't think this is updated yet. Did this update? Save. There's no way that 2R is basically the same as 0.7. And it makes sense, but crazy that it is so. That's crazy. Hold on, let me look at this. It is different. So 0.7 percentage is a little bit more profitable. It actually took more trades. 0.7 took 141 trades and won 91 of them. 2R took 76 trades and won 42. Roughly the same. I mean, you're basically the same. Max drawdown on the 2R was 1,700, very realistic, with a total profit of 12,700. We had the 0.7 with a max drawdown of 1,250, not bad at all, and then a total profit of 9,000, but with more trades. So 2R took half the trades and made more money and only had an extra 500 in drawdown. 2R is definitely the winner, I'd say. Well, I would say 2R is definitely the winner. Keep in mind, this is still with, yeah, Classic. Classic is correct. This is OG Hunt. Now, I showed you longs only, okay? It's what it does best. Why would we short in a bullish market? You're just setting yourself up to get manipulated. So just to show you the flip side, let's see what it looks like. Let's go back and let's put it on both, okay? Tuesdays don't matter because they're off. Let's click OK. This is still 2R. This is not the 0.7. I'll do that after this. It includes the partials as an additional trade. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. So profit factor went down quite a bit. A big chunk of the profit factor went down. Our max drawdown went up. Profitable trades were roughly around the same. P&L went up slightly. Okay. So there's no point to short. Right now, there's no point to short. I don't think so. And I think with this tap here, you're even in a safer position potentially to keep longing. Because if we look at this here, from 294, 23,294 to 31,000. Okay, a pretty insane run up. About 7 grand. A little over 7 grand. Now, I'm not saying we're going to have the same run up, but typically prices only go up. And there's no reason for us to really go down. All-time high is here. I mean, sure, we might retrace down here, but I think that'll just give pure Hunter or OG Hunter a better position to keep going long. You know, somewhere in the realm of 34, 35,000, I'd like to see. Conservatively, we could say 33,000. But I think I could do this easily. Yeah, see, and that's the thing. NQ does have some catching up to do. So sometimes sometimes the same model can perform better on a sister asset like ES, right? It's already done its thing. It's already back at all-time high, which begs the question, who's the leader? Are we going to continue just to pump? That means all assets continue to pump. S&P, Dow. How much have you made with automated trading overall and how long? So far, I pulled 8,500 between all of my accounts, and I have been automated trading since February. Okay, so I started really slow here. It was like February or March is when we started, I think. I started really slow here and got funded with one eval. It took like 20 something trading days at 300 risk. Took a good little minute. And then we had reclaimed the 200. I added a bunch more evals past within 7 to 11 days. Roughly around this time. And then the rest of this was just OG Hunter getting me payouts within this time period. So roughly this time period to here was me passing evals and getting fundeds. Around this time, I was up about 11 or so fundeds and getting payouts from here. Around this time or so, roughly towards the middle of June, I took the bots off my fundeds completely and gave it to the evals and blew a bunch of evals. I blew up like 25 evals here in this period. So this setting, but only with partial TP. Without the partial TP, yes, that's correct, Bullseye. So this first one was with 0.7, and then this next one I did was with the partial took off. And mind you, still longs only. So if I go back here, long, whoops, long, okay. $2R, Frank. It's typically $2R. Now, if you do the first settings that I sent screenshots for here, the with 0.7, it takes the first partial at 0.7. Okay, so it'll get on average a little less than 2R. Sometimes it'll get like just 0.7, sometimes it could get 1.3, a variance, it depends. But typically it's going to get around 0.7 to 1R. Now, you could change that with this, one second, where is it? Enable large stop loss reduction. What this does is it actually takes your partial, it takes your partial. This is OG Hunter that we're on right now. It takes your partial at 0.7 and typically will take full profit here if the stop loss is larger than 50 points, which is what you have here. And we can look at that. This was one of the fully optimized settings. The only problem is that it's a negative RR model. So what that means is you'll see your winning days smaller on average than your losing days. But that doesn't mean it's bad. So here it is. This is the negative R model, the negative RR model. So this would be OG Hunter fully optimized with, okay, let me type it out. OG Hunter fully optimized with 0.7 plus large RR. Okay, that's what this is. Personally, this is the best one. I know it has the least P&L, but it is the best one. It has the best drawdown. It has the most profitable trades, and it has the highest profit factor. So out of all of the OG Hunters, this is your base hit. I call this base hit Hunter, okay? The OG Hunter, fully optimized with 0.7 plus large RR. This is your base hit Hunter. It is a negative RR model, but that does not mean it's bad, okay? That just means your winning days are often smaller than your losing days, but you have more winning days to offset it. So look, you'll have a winner, a nice winner, you'll have a loser, and you see your winner is smaller than your loser. But look at all your winners. Okay? So it offsets. That's at least the idea behind it. A lot of wins. I think, in my opinion, this is the best for your mental. If you have a problem with emotions, like look at all these fucking wins. Okay? Look at all these wins. Now, again, this is long only. So I'm going to do these screenshots real quick for you guys. And then I'll relabel it. This is long only. Yeah, 10 a.m. is still in beta. So all of the settings that we talked about with 10 a.m., I know I took this detour with OG Hunter. I wasn't trying to confuse you. I'm sorry. These are our two main models right now. It's OG Hunter and 10 a.m. So I just wanted to just take a quick little detour to help you guys understand like my mythology behind OG Hunter and why I love it so much. So I'm going to take these screenshots and send these really quickly. Again, I am doing this on longs only. You can add this, you can do both if that's what you want. I feel like the market's bullish, so I'm going to look for one direction. Markets only go up, or there's nothing really telling me the market's going to go down right now. Tech is kind of falling off, but that doesn't mean that the NASDAQ is going to go down. So we'll see. You can still play the game either way by just choosing both. Okay, but for these, I'm doing long only. So I've got over, yeah, this is, I'm going to label this in a sec. Wait, this isn't, you don't need that. You don't need any of that. This is OG Hunter, fully optimized with Large stop loss enabled at 50 points. No veto, no sweep, no defensive modes whatsoever. Look, check the partial, 0.7 as well, very important. That's one of our key settings here. This stays the same. We're not going to touch this. And then no defensive mode whatsoever. So I'm about to type it out for you. OG Hunter 0.7 fully optimized plus large stop loss reduction. Okay, those files are sending now. I just showed the one with 2R. I'll show it again real quick. I will show it again really quickly. And it's just one little setting change. All it is we go down here to partial TP and we take it off. Okay. Now there's two ways to go about this. You can take it off and disable this, but it could give you two different 2R models. So we're going to have to look at both of them. These are basically the two options. We look at this one with enable break even off and then enable large stop loss reduction off. That's going to put us at 2R. Okay. So click OK. And then let's see what it says. This will be 2R. Everything else stays the same except those two settings. Turning break even off, or sorry, you're turning partials off and you're turning large stop loss reduction off. Yep, we're recording. We're almost 3 hours in this recording. So just give it like 45 minutes to upload to YouTube and then it'll be good. Because it has to do the 4K. I don't like uploading it in low quality. Okay, this is 2R, guys. So everything's the same except we took off large stop loss reduction, we turned it off, and then partials are took off, which means we default to 2R, okay? And this is still longs only, by the way. No shorts were took. The moment I add in shorts, it tanks the profit factor, it tanks the profitability, it adds a bunch of trades. Your max drawdown potentially goes up 20 to 50%, and your P&L goes up slightly, like you make an extra couple $1,000s. In my opinion, it's not worth it. When the market regimen shifts and we start to see maybe the market's going to want to just keep going down, we could do shorts only. I think with the orb, trying to do both doesn't help. In my humble opinion, I've seen it. The orb likes one direction, okay? Not the band. It likes to go in one direction, either up or down. Anything else is manipulated. So why are we trying to short in a bullish market? Doesn't mean you won't win on some shorts because it had more P&L. It did have more P&L. I think it was like 15K, almost 16K when you add shorts. But your profit factor tanks to 1.5, your profitability tanks to about 35, and your max drawdown goes to about 22. Okay. Yes, correct. 0.7 partial with large RR is probably the best, in my opinion. you make the least you make 9,000. Yes, I can. 100%. Let's go back to 10 a.m. And I think all of the good settings saved. So we had two pretty decent results between Base Gods and Keaton's. These look really good. I'm just waiting for it to update. Okay. It is updated, so let's go ahead and take these screenshots one more time, and you guys can have them, and I'll label it. This one I have to show you everything, so it's going to take me like 10 screenshots. The only thing that's different about the 10 a.m. as far as risk goes is just that, how you do your risk. It's no longer a dollar amount. So we're doing it based off the stop loss points. And if you arrived late or you don't know what the futures calculator is, that's what I'm going to show you right now again. So 10 a.m. Okay, so I have this Chrome extension. It's a future size calculator. You get it from the Discord. With this model on 10 a.m., we are at 40-point stop loss. Okay? It's never going to change. It's always going to stay 40. That's the difference between 10 a.m. and, well, it's one of the differences between 10 a.m. and something like Hunter or Orb, or even, you know, inverted fair value gap model. Your stop loss here is the same. It's never going to change. It's always going to be a static 40. Okay? So with that, you can make solid determinations on your risk based off contracts. So if your stop loss is always going to be 40, you can say, okay, that means if I risk 2 contracts per trade, I'm only going to lose 160 if this trade hits the stop loss. But if it hits full TP like this one did, 6R, we make 160 times 6, which is 960. So your risk to reward profile on a model like this allows you to use really low risk. And that might be something that you think about for consistency for prop firms, okay? If I was to do 320, we got 4 contracts. So I think minimum you need to be doing 160. So you can scale. This model requires a trail. As you can see, we had a massive trail here. Just gorgeous. So you can't accomplish that if you just do 80, which would leave you with 1 contract. I know it would be really, really nice to only lose 80 per trade, because you would literally never blow your $2,000 account. It would take forever. Divided by 80, it would take 25 trades in a row. It would take 25 losses in a row to blow a 50K at 80 risk. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm not going to say it can't happen. Of course it could. But I don't see that here. Let me go and let me count. So our largest so far, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shouldn't it tell me? I shouldn't have to count. It should tell me. Largest loss, consistent at 325. Streaks, here it is. 6 trades. 6. So I don't know, man. I really like this model. I'm gonna do 160 on my 50Ks. I think that's smart. I don't want to waste time for my fundeds. And then on my evals, I'll probably run it up. Probably run up a little bit higher. Probably 320 or even more. What's another multiple of 320 I could do? 640. 8 contracts. Yeah, I love this multiplier. Does anyone not have this Playbit futures calculator? It's free. If you don't have it, it's in the Discord. I don't actually know where it is in the Discord, so if someone does know where it is, please drop it in the chat for people who don't have it. I don't want to gatekeep this. This is a really cool tool to have. I'm sure there's other options, but you get to have a nice little Playbit thing up here on your Chrome. You need it. It's in the Discord. I just lost it. Like, it's in some kind of resources tab. We have a... Oh, wait, it might be in indicators. Hold on. Standalone, fair value gap. Oh, here it is. Google Future Sizing Calculator. I found it. It's hidden. Okay, right there. Google, it's at the very bottom in blue words. Add that to your Chrome and pin it right here. I have it pinned up, so I always have it. On TradeSyncer, how do we increase the risk? Okay, let's go to TradeSyncer. Hopefully they're not doing maintenance. Yo, what the fuck? My funded futures SEO is goated. Wait, is that a sponsor? That's sponsored, never mind. Sign in. Bro, this looks so different. This looks so fucking different. Add connections. This is different. Trade of 8. Lucid. I don't even use this anymore, bro, because we use Backtrader now. It's free. Bro, come. See, look, I have to upgrade my plan, but I can show you. If you go to risk management, you're going to see all of your accounts here, right? And then to the very right over here where my mouse is, scroll over to the right and you're going to see a multiplier. With that multiplier, all you do is take it from 1 and put it on 2 or 3 or 4, and that'll multiply your base risk. So if you were to set one contract on your lead and you have the multiplier over here on any account set to 2, it'll do 2 contracts. Yeah, I stopped paying for them because we get 50% discount. Yeah, that's a pretty good discount, bro. I missed that one, or else I would have got it. So Playbit is partnering with Backtrader, so we're getting access to this for free. I'll drop the link here for you guys. If you can see that, I don't know if you need to be a Playbit member to see that for the bot, maybe. But you can come use this. Do you own the bot though? Do any of you own the bot? Playbit trading bot. It says no access. Okay, so y'all aren't beta testers then. You don't have the beta tester thing. I think you have to be a beta tester to have it. Here. Don't say I never did anything for you guys. That's the code to get it for free. Don't share it with anybody. It's only for us. We're testing it. So as a beta tester, I need you guys to report issues back to me so I can help fucking straighten this, find bugs. That's our goal, if there is any. So far, I've only found one, and they've been pretty quick to fix it. They need to add groups, so there's no groups here. That's one thing that TradeSyncer has. Yeah, I'm gonna delete it after the after the stream. They don't have groups, so you can't do groups yet, unfortunately. That's one thing TradeSyncer has over them. I've requested that they add groups. I'm hoping that they add it soon. Okay? It won't be free forever. It's only a limited time while we test it. So if you need groups and being able to separate for different strategies, I would stay on TradeSyncer for now. What else is there? Anyone got anything else? If not, I'm gonna end the stream and upload this. That's for Backtrader, Jonathan. It's a copy trader that we're testing. I heard they're gonna add automation, but I'm not 100% sure. This stuff is pretty dry, bro. I appreciate it. All right, let's go ahead and get this up.